Hello, and we're going to take a very quick look at the ABOX A1. This is a little Android box, 1 gig of RAM, runs Android 6, very slim. It's got a couple of USB ports as well as a memory card around one side, then around the back you've got the usual HDMI out. There's a LAN port, but this also has internal Wi-Fi, so there's no antennas to mess things up. And I've been testing this on Wi-Fi. It works very well. Comes with a HDMI cable and power block, as well as a remote. Very basic remote. This is more of a media remote than a gaming remote. You'll probably want to swap that for some sort of air mouse with a keyboard. Around the back you can see that just takes a couple of AAA batteries. Once you power it up, you're presented with a nice big button interface. I've seen this used on other boxes and it works well on TVs. You've got simple folders at the top, and next to the small icons at the bottom you see the plus symbol, and that allows you to add your own shortcut. So if there's something you want to get to very quickly, you can add it on here. Simply press the plus. That will take you to the apps that you've got installed. You can see the green ticks are the ones that are showing on the desktop, so you can always untick those. Simply select another one and that will now appear on the main menu. The box does come with quite a few apps pre-installed, so you can see it's got things like Netflix and Kodi. You've got access to the Play Store. I've added on a couple of games to try out with this. You've got a help section, you've got recommended section. There's a file manager built in, and there's a memory cleaner as well. You can see that's running at 72%. Press that and that should kill any unneeded tasks. It does have Kodi built in. Do be aware this seems to come with an awful lot of stuff pre-set up, and you may find that some of this doesn't work properly. I'd always recommend uninstalling this kind of stuff and just install a fresh copy so you know what you've got on there, because you never know what they've installed. And if you hang on a second, you'll just see in the bottom right, as this starts to connect to the internet, it will start throwing up errors. There you go, there's an error. So if you leave this as it is, you'll end up having to fix a load of problems. That's why I always recommend removing it and starting from scratch. Now, normally at this point, I'd show you some games. However, Asphalt 8 just wouldn't load at all. I got to this screen and then it just locked up. So I thought I'd try it again. So on the second attempt, we got a little bit further. We got to this screen now and then it locked up again. I cut my losses and went to try Modern Combat. I've used this as a test game on quite a few things and seemed to make a bit of progress. Got the loading screen and then it crashed. So this is definitely not a gaming box. Very poor performance on that front. And actually overall, although the menu works quite well and it's okay for streaming, it can feel a little bit sluggish compared to some. So if you're just looking for a basic streaming box, something for Netflix, YouTube, things like that, this works fine, but I think there's plenty of options available. This is a very crowded market. This box doesn't really do enough. I'd expect a box now, even a low-cost box like this, to be able to play Asphalt 8. It's not a new game. It's a pretty old game now, and for it to not even load is very poor. You see in the background YouTube streaming working fine, and if you like the look of this, you know, and you just want streaming, then go for it, but there's so many options available. I think you're better off looking around elsewhere. I hope you found this short review useful. Thanks for watching. If you do want to know more about the product, I'll put a link in the description below. If you haven't already, please consider hitting the subscribe button. I'll see you next time.